two of the most missed problems on this last project. So number 2 and 3, and they had to do with multiplying matrices. So 2 was about political candidate. It was using 3 methods of advertising: social media, radio, cable, TV, and then the cost in thousands, I should say, thousands of dollars for each media is given in the first table down here. And the second table shows the number of ads per month. What you always want to do with matrices is write out the size and the description of each row and column. So the first one is a one row by 3 column matrix. But I also want to note that this is a cost. Call it media. Maybe 1 by 3. This one down here, it gets ads per month in these 3 medias that are targeted and target groups. So this one is a 3 by 3, but I want to note the size, but I want to note the type row columns that I have. So again, when we measure matrices, we always do it row by column. Have to stay consistent. So this is the target group. By applying matrices, the size have to match up. Not that they have to be the same size, but the number of columns of the first matrix needs to equal the number of rows of the second. Multiply them as they were here. I would have 1 by 3 sizes. Well, with the 3 by 3, you might think that looks okay and that you can multiply them because those inner two are the same. The one highlighted here are the same. But look closer, because how this is media and this is a target group. I want to multiply these as they are, because this column is talking about media, where this row, these 3 rows here, are talking about target groups. Won't get a matrix that makes any sense with what we're talking about. So we can, as they are. Part of this, explain why the cost matrix should not be multiplied by the target group matrix as they are written. It's because these do not match up. Now, I could rewrite, there's 2 options here. I could rewrite this matrix in my file to be flipped around. So I would have my go down the left here, and I'd have my target groups going across the top. I could flip it by typing it in differently, or I could use the transpose option that was given in the examples, and that do here on number 2. So 2 original matrices here and here. People just apply them as they were. So they made the matrix up here, just amateur and B2, D2, multiply here, and they got this, and that's not that wasn't awarded the full point, because we saw we can't get our final answer in the right term if we do that. But what we do want to do is go down here, and I'm going to use my mmult function. So as I type this in, it's already entered in here, so I can do it again down here if you want to see what it'll look like. Let's do it in a separate box down here. mmult, that's matrix multiplication. I want to multiply the matrix, so I highlighted it, these cells here, and I'm going to multiply it with this matrix down here. I don't want it to be as it's written. I want to transpose it. That means it's going to flip-flop the rows and columns, and that way we will, I'm going to flip back to this screen. We're going to have, instead of, we'll still have 1 by 3 multiplied with 3 by 3, but be a cost by media, because I'm not flipping the first one, but because I'm transposing the 3 by 3, it's going to be multiplied by a media group. And you can see that these inner 2 are the same. We want, they're already the same size, but they need to be the same description. And these other 2, called target group, this is what is our answer matrix going to look like. It's going to be cost by group matrix. asked. It wants us to, as our answer, to show the cost of the ads for each target group. That is what it wanted. So going back here, I put it in here. If I just hit enter, and maybe you did this, it gives you that value button. I had to do it in the desktop version of doing it on OneDrive, which is the version of Excel. It wasn't working for me very well. I had to go to the desktop version for me to work, for even this to work. So that's an error, right? So again, in the instructions, it noted, make sure you're clicking once you get there, Control Shift, and then enter. It gives me a value. So you couldn't see me type in, but instead of hitting enter, I clicked Control Shift, enter, and now it gave me that same value over there. Now if I went to, now I know my answer matrix should be a 1 by 3, not just one cell. I'm going to add all 3 like that. I know that I need 3 columns there. I'm going to go back and click on up here in the formula box, and again hit Control Shift Enter, and that's how it filled it in. That's how I got my answers up there. And those are the 3 answers we were looking for. That's the cost in thousands of dollars for target group. Number 3. It says it's a furniture manufacturer produces 3 styles of chairs with the number of units of each type of material needed for each style in the first table, so that's given. Next in dollars per unit for each of the raw materials given in the second table. And I decided on this one just to show you something different. I already flipped the size. If you go to the project, let's see if I have it here. Yep, here number 3. See how on the picture here, the way it gave it to us was 4 by 1. This here was 4 by 3. And I noticed, and by the way, this is a material. Down here, it's material. So that they can't be multiplied as they are right now. So I decided to change it. Instead of a 4 by 1, as I typed it into Excel, I decided to type it in as a 1 by 4. Cost by material. See here, see how this now is a 1 by 4. 1 by 4. Cost is the rows. Material. And this one's a 4 by 3. Material. So in order to multiply these, I'm going to need to make sure I enter them in correctly, even though it gave me this one first and this one second. I type in, when I multiply, actually 1 by 4 first, because I want to multiply 1 by 4 with 3. That way, 1 or 2 are the same. Not only are their numbers the same, but they're both talking about material. So they're the same like they should be. And order 2 is going to be what the size of my answer matrix will be. And thinking about cost. Style is my 3, my cost is my 1. And look at that, that's what it's asking for. Show the price to the cost for each style, and that's what I want. So the number is matrix 3, and here's the 1 by 4. You could have left it as a 4 by 1 and just used the transpose option. I'm just showing you the option of transposing yourself by typing it in the different format. And down here, I use mmult. Since I transposed it myself, I didn't use the transpose option. And multiply. This time, I made sure I did this one down here first, the B8 through 8, E8. This blue multiplied by the red one. If I would have, let's see here, let's say I did, and I accidentally multiplied this one first, with this second, what would be wrong with that? Well, we were doing a 4 by with a 1, 4, and that will not be able to work. I go over here and hit enter. It's going to be a mistake. And actually, even if I did Control Shift enter, still not giving me that because these sizes weren't matching up. So it was important that when I did this one, I typed in 1 by 4 matrix first, multiplied with the 4 by 3 second. I hope it helps. And point you in the direction of where you might have missed using these and using Excel to calculate these values for you. If you got the final answer correct, but you didn't use the function of multiplying those matrices together, you might not have got full points. I want you to really take advantage of Excel, all the options it has in there, not having to do it in multiple steps on your own, because matrix multiplication is right here for you. So send me questions you have, and have a great day.